Dragonite is getting Giga buffed on March 9th. So today I want to put a video out ahead of time so that you can be prepared for when it does drop. So we're going to get you guys ready with skills, sets, mythics, whatever it is. We're going to get you ready so that right when it drops on March 9th, you can just go out and have fun right away. So let's get started right away because I don't want to waste your time. But as we get started, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. No more talking about that. So what we're going to talk about first are mythics. Mythics are very important to any build, and Dragonite is absolutely no exception. There are a few good mythics that really help Dragonite shine. So let's get started and let's talk about them for a little bit, all right? So first things first is we're going to talk about Monomyth as well. Monomyth is amazing and in my opinion, the best mythic in the game right now. What it does is when you're in your front bar, you get Major Force and Minor Berserk. So that's a ton of damage. Major Force is an insane amount of critical damage. So if you're trying to crit when you're on your DK, this is the best mythic for it. Your crits are going to be hitting so hard. In your back bar, you're going to be getting major protection. So you're going to be super tanky. It's going to be very helpful for your overall survivability. This is my favorite mythic right now. And I just don't take this off ever because this is just the best one in the game. Also, I'm going to be putting a link in the description to where you can find all of the leads for these mythics. I highly recommend if you don't have any kind of mythics, now is a great time to be able to grind this out. There's really not much going on with the game right now. So if you take this downtime with the game right before this new update starts, this is a great time to grind that out. That way you are prepared and ready to go. I highly recommend getting this in general for any kind of mythics. So Monomyth is going to be our first one. All right. Another one that we're going to talk about that I think is going to be very important and probably going to be a very sleeper one and probably one of the best ones in the game is Markin. Markin is going to be a great little bit of damage and also a great source of extra resistances as well. If you guys don't know, Markin gives you 100 weapon and spell damage and 1,157 armor for each set you're wearing 3 pieces of more of. And with the way that mythics are set up and with the way gear is set up nowadays, you always have 2 different 3-piece sets on. So that's an extra 200 weapon and spell damage and an extra 2,300 armor basically. So it makes you a lot more tanky and you get a little bit more damage there too. So it's really nice. Then also there, I'm going to give you a few more options, but honestly, I think that those two are the best way to go. I think that those two are without a doubt the best mythics for Dragonite PvP. I highly recommend those two. I'm going to give you options to 2 more. They're not really my favorites, but I do want to give you options, you know? So Satan the Seducer is very good as well. While in combat, you're going to gain 1 of 5 random major buffs, each which changes every 10 seconds. And then enemies within 12 meters of you are going to gain 1 of 5 random minor debuffs, depending on which buff you have. So basically, when you have a buff active, you're going to see a giant circle around you in a different color. And then if you have any other enemies in that circle, they're going to get the corresponding debuff. So when you're in that circle and you have the color for Major Berserk, I don't remember the colors for all of them. It's been a little bit since I've used Satan the Seducer. When you have Major Berserk, your enemies are going to have minor maim. When you have Major Resolve, the enemies are going to have minor breach. When you have Major Force, the enemies are going to have minor brittle, Major Evasion, minor vulnerability, Major Courage, minor cowardice. You see how it goes. So it's really nice because it's going to give you extra damage buffs and defensive buffs to help you stay alive, to help you do more damage. Satan the Seducer is really good. It's not my favorite right now. I just think Markin and Monomyth are just a lot more practical, but I did want to give you this as an option. And then finally, the last one that I'm going to give you as an option is Death Dealer's Fate. But in my opinion, if you don't have this, this is the most annoying one to get because it's locked behind Dragonstar Arena. And let's be completely honest, nobody wants to do that. Basically, every time when you're in combat, every 2 seconds, you're going to get a stack of max health, magic, and stamina. And your health is max health, magic, and stamina is going to be increased by 88. And for that, you can get 30 stacks. And so 88 times 30, that's like 2,600-ish. So for that, you're going to get just an extra 2,600 magic, health, and stam, which is nice. Resources are good, but resources are okay in the game. This game is not about resources anymore. It's more about max stats. So it's more about recovery. So I don't really use Death Dealers, to be honest. So from there, what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about Pyrebrand, because Pyrebrand, in my opinion, is the best front bar set for Dragonite. Hands down, not even close. So Pyrebrand, how do we get this? We have to go to Infinite Archive to get this. So if you don't have it, highly recommend, now is your time to grind it out. We're going to go check out some Infinite Archive, right? And I'm going to show you this. So I'm going to give you guys some quick little tips as well. You have to go to Apocrypha for this, and you go into Infinite Archive right here. Let's travel in together. That way, you know, we can do this together. Bye to our little lava town. All right, so what Pyrebrand does is every time you light attack with it, you're going to start to leave a dot on your enemies for 6 seconds. And the more dots that you have on your enemy, the more damage the Pyrebrand will do. And then also it will consume with heavy attacks and everything. With that being said, you can reapply it every time you do a light attack. It is so good. So Pyrebrand, you can get it from Infinite Archive right here. What I do to grind this out is I do arcs 1 and 2, and then I walk out and I reset the entire thing. Because as you get past 2 and whatever, it gets a lot harder, and honestly, it's diminishing returns. It's not worth your time. Just keep on grinding. Do arcs 1 and 2 over and over again. You're completely fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to get either, if you don't have anything yet, if you don't have anything from Infinite Archive, you will get either as a Dragonite. Also, make sure you're grinding this on a Dragonite. If you don't do it on your Dragonite, you will get the corresponding sets of whatever class you're on. So if you're on a Dragonite, you'll be getting the Dragonite sets. If you're on an Arcanist, you'll be getting the Arcanist sets. If you're on a Nightblade, you'll be getting the Nightblade. You see where I'm going with this. So for Dragonite, you want to make sure you're on Dragonite, and you'll be getting either Basalt Blooded Warrior or Pyrebrand sets. I was lucky, I got Basalt right away, so when I was farming Pyrebrand, I was just getting that right away. So you might be getting both, you might just be getting one or the other, who knows. But that being said, I am going to give you guys a little bit of a tip. When you are going through Infinite Archive, there are merchants over here. Talk to these merchants every few rounds. It's very helpful because the item drops are curated. I forgot which one it was. Oh, I just ran past them. I think that it's this one. Yes, let me disable my webcam. That way you can see this. All right. So you see that you can get curated sets of all this stuff. So you can get curated Basalt Blood Warrior, which is the other Dragonite set. Or you can get curated Pyrebrand, which is the set that you're after, right? But that's 10k fortunes, right? And that's curated. That means that you're guaranteed to get something that you don't have. But that being said, that's 10k archival fortunes. You don't really want to spend that. So what I do is when I was grinding this out, I was using the unidentified Pyrebrand ones, 2,000 fortunes, right? So say you get 5 of these, and say you get 3 things out of the same, but then again, you got 2 things that are different. That's 10,000 still. I think that's a whole win. So in my opinion, I just kept on grinding that out, and I was just using that up until a certain point, obviously, right? So like, you want the odds to be in your favor. So like, I don't know, when I was getting to the point where I had most of this like 3/4 of the way full, then I stopped doing that, obviously. But when you don't have anything there, guys, get the unidentified one. It's so much easier that way. Let me bring the webcam back. Hi, I'm back. So Pyrebrand's really good, really useful. I highly recommend it. It is the best Dragonite set in the game, and like for front bar, I can't stress enough. It is so unbelievably good. I highly recommend it. And then what else can we do to help you with your Dragonite? All right. So for our monster set, the way we're going to want to build that, guys, I'm telling you, bread and butter, Bloodspawn. You don't need anything besides Bloodspawn. Bloodspawn is the GOAT. Bloodspawn is undefeated. Bloodspawn has literally been meta on a Dragonite for over 10 years at this point. Bloodspawn has been the meta for a decade, over a decade. So get Bloodspawn. It's hidden behind a super easy dungeon. All you gotta do is go to Spindle Clutch, beat it on Vet. I believe it's Spindle Clutch 2 that you need to do Veteran on. Really easy dungeon, super easy. Just queue up for a dungeon. You can get Bloodspawn super easy. And I'm assuming so many people have done it at this point. If you haven't done it, guys, talk in the comments. Be like, hey, I'm on PCNA. I'm on Xbox EU. I'm on PS4 NA, whatever you're at. Talk in the comments. Talk to yourselves. Help each other out. It is a very friendly game. There are a lot of people that are willing to help. Ask in the comments for that kind of stuff. You know, it does help. So that is a great way to go for your monster set. And finally, last sets I want to talk about were your back bar sets. So I'm going to give you 3 back bar sets, and let's talk about that. Let's leave this place. Let's get on out of here. All right. Can I leave here? Oh, I gotta leave through here. Let's get on out of here. It's too depressing in here. It's way too depressing. So let's talk about back bar sets, right? What can we do with our back bar sets? I'm gonna give you 3 options, one of which I don't think will be too necessary next patch. So the first one that I want to give you, yeah, we're back in our lava town. First thing that I wanted to talk about was Daedric Trickery. Daedric Trickery is going to be the easiest thing for your back bar set. It's a crafted set, so you can just have somebody make it for you. Again, ask in the comments, be like, hey, I'm on XYZ platform, I'm on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, NA, EU, whatever you're at. ask in the comments. Maybe you guys can help each other. That'd be awesome. I'm in the Discord too. Guys, make sure you join my Discord. Link is in the description. So Danger Trickery. This is a great backbar set. When you deal damage, you gain 1 of 5 random major buffs for 21 seconds every 9 seconds, right? So you can have a ton of major buffs. Your eligible buffs are Expedition, Protection, Mending, Heroism, or Vitality. So it's either a ton of tankiness or a ton of ult charge, ton of whatever. It's a very, very good set, and it's just a really good bread and butter for Dragon The Bloodspawn Danger Trickery has been meta on Dragon for I can't even tell you how many years at this point, like older than most people that have been playing the game, I'm gonna be honest. And then another one that I want to talk about is Rallying Cry. Rallying Cry is a very good backbar set. So what it does is when you're healing critically strikes while your Battle Spirit is active, you're going to be on your backbar healing a little bit, right? So while Battle Spirit is active, that means either in Battlegrounds, Cyrodiil, a duel, or Imperial City. I forgot what the fourth one was. Imperial City. You're going to gain 1650 crit resist, which is a ton of crit resist. The crit is meta right now, and crit is king. So having that crit resist is really nice. Then you also get 300 weapon and spell damage for 20 seconds. And then also, with the more people you have in your group, the less bonus you get to that. So it does drop back a little bit, but it's still worth it if you're in a one-person, if you're just by yourself, in a two-person group, three-person group, whatever it is. Just don't stack it up. Like, just wear different stuff, you know? So Rallying Cry is really good for that. I highly recommend it. And then the last set that I want to talk about for a backbar set, again, I think, I'm pretty sure that Dragonknight Sustain is getting, like, Giga buffed as well. So Wretched Vitality is the best is another backbar set. But I don't know if you're going to need that extra sustain or not. I don't think you will, but it is another crafted set. You can ask everybody in the comments if they could help you out if you don't have it. Wretched Vitality is really good for your full sustain. You get like 400 weapon and spell, or you get 400 recovery for stamina and magic just by having this. It's really good. Overall, one of the best sets right there. And then finally, last thing I want to talk about, because we talked about sets, we talked about all that stuff, we talked about mythics, everything. I want to talk about how you can grind your character up if you don't have it ready, right? So if you are just making your character, I have a few suggestions real quick for you, right? So one, make sure you go to your stable master every day. Stable masters will be in every single town, every single major town. So you'll see them by this horse. Go talk to them. Make sure that you're upgrading your mount speed every single day. You can do it once every 20 hours, and I highly recommend doing that. It's a great way to just keep your steeds speed up. Like, look how fast we are. Guys, when you're at that lowest speed, it's painful. So just start to get into the habit of that. Do that once per day. You'll see the difference in no time. I highly recommend it. And then also from there, if you do have your character leveled, but not all the way, I recommend doing, I'm going to disable my webcam one last time. Go to your activity finder. I don't know what it looks like on keyboard and mouse UI, but just go to your activity finder. It's going to be somewhere. And your daily battleground, doing it once per day is a great way to get a ton of XP. You do your battleground and you win your battleground. You have to win your battleground. I'm just saying, you have to win it. When you win your first battleground of the day, you get a ton of XP. A ton of XP. So make sure you're doing your battlegrounds every single day. And also make sure you're doing your random dungeons every day. If you do your random normal dungeons are super easy. If you haven't done the dungeon before either, you get a skill point for it. And then from there, the first one that you do a day, you get a ton of skill points. And guys, I'm just going to tell you this right now. I'm not enabling my webcam yet. Guys, just queue as a tank or a healer. It doesn't matter. Normal dungeons are super easy. It doesn't matter. If you queue as DPS, you're going to be in a queue for 30,000 years. Queue as a tank, I'm telling you, it's not necessary. Just do that. If anybody yells at you, just say that Sekaar sent you. It's okay. So tell them it's okay. So that's how I would get my Dragonknight ready for the upcoming patch and the upcoming change. Because in my opinion, Dragonknight is going to be amazing. And this is how you can get it ready really quickly in just about a week's time. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed. If this did help you in any way, I know I said it before, but I'm just going to say it again to remind you, if you haven't yet, subscribe button, like button, all that stuff is very appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video, all right? Later.